Today, we're going to see how PostgreSQL backup and recovery works using Python step by step, and we'll do it together as if we're sitting in front of the same screen. First, we start on the PostgreSQL side. We already have a simple users table with 3 columns, an auto-incrementing ID, a name, and an email address. After creating the table, we insert 5 sample users into it. These records represent our data that we don't want to lose. When we run a select query on the table, we can clearly see all 5 users listed. Everything is working as expected, and this is the perfect moment to take a backup. Now comes the Python part. Using Python, we take a backup of only this table. In the script, we define our database connection details such as database name, username, password, host, and port. Before running the backup command, we define the name of the backup file and set the database password as an environment variable, allowing PostgreSQL to authenticate automatically without asking for the password. Then, using Python's subprocess module, we call PostgreSQL's backup tool in the background. What Python does here is simply tell PostgreSQL, take the user's table and write its backup into a file. Now let's try to take a backup and see if it works. When we run this script, the terminal confirms that the backup process completed successfully. At this point, our data is safely stored in a backup file. Great. Now let's simulate a problem. Imagine someone accidentally deletes all the data. We go back to PostgreSQL and remove every row from the user's table. When we check the table again, it's completely empty. No users, no data. Exactly the kind of situation where backups become critical. Next, we move on to the recovery step, again using Python. This time, the Python script runs a restore command that reads from the backup file and applies it back to the database. Just like before, Python is acting as the controller, executing the database tool for us. We run the script, and during the restore process, PostgreSQL shows an error message about multiple primary keys. This happens because the table already exists, and the backup file also contains table structure information. This is a very common and important error to understand, and we'll talk more about how to avoid it in later lessons. Despite this error, the recovery process completed successfully. We go back and check the table again. When we run a select query, we can see that all 5 users are back in the table. The data has been successfully recovered, which means our backup did its job. If you want to learn more Python topics like this, make sure to check out the courses section on the channel, where you can follow many free Python tutorials. And if you'd like to support us, don't forget to join the channel and subscribe.